gentlemen, we live and full effect. I bet y'all didn't expect that, did you? Didn't expect when you press the play button, boom, here I am. Well, here I am, ladies and gentlemen, let's rock and roll. Y'all already know what it is, the man, the myth, the legend, Jakarta the Don. We live in full effect. Let's rock and roll. Guns in my holsters, baby. I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready to shoot them out. Let's do this. By the way, none of that was rehearsed. That was just, boom. I just pressed play and was like, let's just get it. You know what I mean? Let's do this. I'm in it to win it, baby. You feel me? I'm that guy, baby. I can already tell some of y'all are probably laughing, rolling your eyes, whatever. But this is me, baby. This is who I is. This is who I am. This is what it's about. It's about right now. It's the moment, man. That's what people need to know. It's about right now because this is all we got. It's all we'll ever have. It's the present. The present, baby. The present is a gift. That's why they call it a present. And I obviously didn't write that. That's a cliche. People have been saying that for years. I remember the first time someone told me that, and I was like, yo, that's like the most genius shit I've ever heard. Thinking that he came up with that shit. Like, bro, he didn't come up with that. People have been saying that for years. You know what I mean? But that's the truth, though. It is a gift. We're living in a beautiful time. We're living in a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Like, all I see on social media is just artificial intelligence is coming to take our jobs. And Donald Trump this, and Joe Biden that, and Russia this, and this, that, and this, that. And it's all this shit, bro. It's all this stuff that's just like, if you really buy into it, and notice how I say the word buy into, because we're going to talk about that. That is basically a big concept of what we're going to be talking about in this video. But the fact that people are buying into pessimism literally is basically like why the outlook of somebody's like entire belief is kind of like negative, pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the concept of paying attention to what the world tells you is going to make you pessimistic. And that's why I ain't buying it. I don't buy into it. Because I'm like, no. Because like, I understand that life, honestly, is a game of perception, bro. What you see is what you attract. What you see is what you fucking, you draw into your perception. And so it's like, how you view the world is basically controlling your whole fucking life, bro. Everything. Every single thing. And even the concept of, really what we're about to talk about is the concept of how to be more magnetic. How to be more magnetic. One thing to believe in. Okay, here it is. The main belief behind someone who's magnetic is, number one, the fact that they believe that they're magnetic. Just off the rip. And that's something that you don't have to wait for anybody to do or tell you or to confirm for you, to tell you that you're magnetic. You kind of got to start there at the belief that you already are. Because everything after that makes it so much better. Everything after that makes it so much better. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the concept of being a singer. Like, I sing, I rap, I make music. And like, I feel like I could have gotten better as a singer if somebody just told me, if you can hit a note, then you're a singer. And now we just need to make you a good singer. We just need to make you sing better than you sing. Because when I wasn't good, or I didn't know how to hit a note, I could still sing something. It just didn't sound that good. And it's like, I feel like the first thing that my teacher should have told me is like, you need to take on the identity and the persona. You need to believe it off the rip, off the jump. You know what I mean? And so to be more magnetic, 100%, you gotta already believe that you are magnetic. And then you need to ask yourself, okay, what does a magnetic person think like? What kind of clothes is a person who's magnetic? What kind of, like, what's the persona? How do they carry themselves? Someone who's magnetic, what is their vibe? You know what I'm saying? Once you know that off the jump, like, then you could just like, you can kind of like manifest being a magnetic person so much easier. It's a Jedi mind trick. And if you don't understand self-fulfilling prophecies and affirmation and just perspective, then it's kind of difficult to teach that, but I can still teach it. I know I can, but it'll probably be a little more difficult. But the first thing you gotta do to be more magnetic of a person, number one is you need to take on the identity of someone who's magnetic. By just telling yourself already off the jump, you are magnetic. Before you say that's stupid, I don't want to lie to myself, no, you need to. Lie to yourself right now. If you don't even think you are, you need to just think you are. Just say you are. You don't gotta go around telling people you are, but you need to start believing it already off the rip. You know what I mean? You need to believe I'm a magnetic person. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is a magnet at the end of the day. Everyone is attracting things. We're magnets. You know what I'm saying? Our energy attracts usually the energy that we're vibing with. You know what I'm saying? Like attract like. Birds of a feather flock together. We're already magnets in a way. So the concept of being more magnetic really is like actually what it is, being more magnetic. So that's the first thing you need to understand is that you already are magnetic. How do you become more magnetic? Well, the first thing you gotta do is just intentionally say, I want to become more magnetic. Because when you start thinking about it, you're gonna start taking steps into trying to be that. It's an interesting thing. Like, this is how I did it. I just thought of it. And then I started thinking like, okay, what does that look like to me? What do I want to attract to me? What type of magnetism do I want? You know what I'm saying? And like, that's really what it starts off with. And then understanding that one of the things, and I think most people kind of understand, there's like a blanket term. When you say magnetic, when you see someone who's like someone who attracts people to them, really what the thing is this. If you really want to be someone who's more magnetic, here's another way of putting it. I'll break it down like this. This is my first time talking about this, so I'm gonna get better at talking about it, but here's the first way to be more magnetic. In order to be more magnetic, you essentially need to just be sold on yourself. You need to be sold on who you are. Like, that's really what it is. And you need to continue to sell yourself on yourself. Like, who you are, what you're about, what your story is, why you exist, why you're here, what your purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Like, your persona, your personality, like just what you like to do. Like, you need to be so sold on yourself. The more you're able to be sold on yourself, the more magnetic you'll be. Because the more confident you'll be, and the more you'll want to express yourself in the world. The more you'll be just more expressive and more confident and more charismatic. You have that thing about you. When you're sold on yourself, you can naturally sell people on you. You know what I'm saying? You can naturally, whether like if it's to get a better job or meet a specific person or make an opportunity happen, like whatever it is, people will naturally be gravitated to you because you're sold on yourself. And so that's like honestly the main fucking thing. There's that, and then there's things you can do to make yourself more magnetic. You can bring it out, like there's affirmations, there's things like that for instance. But sometimes that's like that's like putting a paint job and giving like upgrades to a car that has like a poor engine. Like you can have all the cool shit, the wings, all this shit on the whip, you know what I'm saying? But if you lack like the inner thing, that one main thing, then you're gonna struggle with it. And it's not gonna be something you can sustain. So in order to be more magnetic, the first thing you gotta do, and honestly you gotta understand, is you gotta be sold on who you are, who you're becoming. You gotta be sold on yourself. Like you can't be on the fence of who you are. And you got to become more sold on who you are and where you're going. Really, it's like it's a decision. It's a conscious decision. Some people are naturally that. Like there's some people who are naturally sold on who they are. Like they never have had to question themselves really, and they have this self-confidence about them naturally. Other people, they have a little bit of it, but you know, maybe things that happened to them growing up, maybe the certain environment they were in, it just maybe had them like kind of be programmed to be the type of person who kind of questions themselves and isn't really fully certain of himself. So like, the first thing you gotta understand, if you wanna be more magnetic, is you have to be sold on who you are. You gotta be sold on who you are, off the rip. You have to be sold on who you are, you have to be more sold on who you are, and you have to learn how to express yourself in a way that attracts people to you. And really, the best way to have like more charisma, more personality, really is like, it's not about being more, it's more about unlocking the fucking door that's stopping you from being your naturally best self, a charismatic self. Because when you're a kid, we're charismatic, we have fun. Some kids are more shy than others. Everybody's different. But everybody has an innate superpower about themselves that's like, makes them likable, magnetic, has all these qualities that makes you more expressive in the world. But the problem is, somehow, externally, it's really obvious kind of what happens, but the external world challenges us and makes us insecure, makes us like basically want to hide who we are. And so like, the degree to which you can let go and let yourself be out, the better you will become at being more magnetic. A lot of people, they just hold back. They hold themselves back. It's literally holding back. It's less to do with what you need to do and more about letting go and stop holding back. That's really what it is. If I had to break it down, that's what it is. I gotta get closer to the camera because I can see this a little better. You know what? I'm gonna make another video. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys, and it's been very cool. And so I'm gonna be right back. All right, dude. Peace. Cha-ching.